Welcome to episode 11 of the 4-Minute Podcast. I'm Lily, your host. Today, we're exploring the age-old question: why do we procrastinate? Let's break it down into simple terms that everyone can relate to, especially teenagers, students, and office goers. 1. Fear of failure. We procrastinate because we're afraid of failing. For example, a student might delay starting a project because they worry about getting a low grade. Instead of facing the possibility of failure, they put off the task until the last minute. Are you scared that your efforts won't be good enough? Do you feel overwhelmed by the fear of disappointing yourself or others? Have you ever avoided a task because you were worried about not meeting expectations? 2. Lack of motivation. Procrastination often stems from a lack of motivation. Take, for instance, someone working on a boring task at the office. Without any excitement or passion for the task, they might procrastinate and find themselves scrolling through social media instead. Do you struggle to find enthusiasm for tasks that don't interest you? Have you ever felt demotivated because you couldn't see the purpose or value in what you were doing? Are you easily distracted by more engaging activities when faced with a dull task? 3. Overwhelming tasks. When tasks feel overwhelming or too big to tackle, we tend to procrastinate. Imagine a student facing a huge research paper. Instead of diving in, they procrastinate because they don't know where to start or how to break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Do you often delay starting a task because it feels too daunting? Have you ever felt paralyzed by the sheer size or complexity of a project? Do you struggle to break down tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks? 4. Instant gratification. We procrastinate because we're drawn to instant gratification. Consider a teenager with homework to do. Instead of tackling the assignment, they procrastinate by playing video games or watching TV, seeking immediate pleasure over long-term goals. Are you easily tempted by activities that offer instant rewards? Do you find it challenging to resist short-term pleasures in favor of long-term goals? Have you ever chosen immediate gratification over completing a task that requires effort and time? 5. Lack of clear goals. Procrastination can also occur when we lack clear goals or direction. Picture a student with no specific study plan. Without a clear vision of what they want to achieve, they procrastinate on studying because they don't know where to begin or what they are working towards. Do you struggle to stay motivated when you don't have a clear goal in mind? Have you ever felt lost or directionless when starting a new task? Are you more likely to procrastinate when you don't know the purpose or end goal of a task? 6. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is another reason for procrastination. Take an office goer, for example, who wants everything to be flawless. Instead of starting a project, they procrastinate because they're afraid of making mistakes or not meeting their own high standards. Do you hold yourself to unrealistic standards that make starting a task seem daunting? Have you ever delayed a project because you wanted it to be perfect from the start? Do you struggle to move forward with a task because you're afraid of making mistakes? 7. Distractions. We procrastinate because we're easily distracted. Think of a student studying at home with their phone nearby. Instead of focusing on their work, they procrastinate by checking social media or responding to messages, getting sidetracked from their tasks. Do you find it challenging to concentrate on a task with distractions around you? Are you easily tempted to check your phone or browse the internet instead of focusing on work? Have you ever lost track of time due to distractions, leading to procrastination?